market share wasn't possible, huh? Marketing immediately.
I get some wars hideous, KG and you loving us. I cash out a branch of us, labeled us luxurious. Brothers and cousins, done bustin', we buggin'. Class the Maximus, cautious, glorious. Better than the previous. On my lap is luscious. Red bones, so serious. I'm Eddie Murphy delirious. Speak the hiatus, aim to get famous. Stick to your point like cactus. Bastard, I'm a bad habit. Performance magic. 2 words will refer to me. Your favorite, David, I downgrade.
Class is in session and we back with the blessings. You know, it's a lot going on, man. It's so much going on, and it's like it's just a weird situation, man. You know, a few days ago we had the NFL draft. Yeah, the NFL draft. And in this draft, Deion Sanders basically got spanked. No, yeah, they spanked him. Yeah, they cracked the whip. And everybody's talking about it. But I'm gonna give my take. What are we doing? Yo, like, what are we really doing, man? So, back when Kaepernick took the knee, it was this uproar. Oh my God, you know, the NFL, they're racist, they're this, they're that, they don't care about us. All of this talk, right? But yet, NFL said, okay, let's make a PR stunt move. Whoosh. Yeah, give me the best house negro.
Meanwhile,
They never freed us. They just found new ways to own us. In 1712, they created the house negro, not to be free, but to keep the rest of us in chains. He ate what the master ate, wore what the master wore, and loved the plantation because he got to sleep in the big house.
Their loyalty wasn't to us. It was to power, to whiteness, to survival, at our expense. By the 1900s, they gave them a new name, the Black Boule.
They handpicked scholars, preachers, activists, gave them titles, degrees, and a seat at the table, as long as they never flipped the table. Then came the 1940s. They expanded the program.
Actors, singers, athletes, dancers, all sold the same line. You're special, you're chosen. Just entertain and keep the rest of them asleep.
And it worked. Today, the house negro wears designer, drives foreign, signs NDAs and million-dollar contracts.
They're told, if black folks get free, you lose the bag. This isn't evolution. It's a polished plantation, run by faces that look just like...
Oh, house negro, let's make a deal. We're gonna give you the halftime shows. Yeah! Call your dogs off.
What?
In comes the house negro. Yo, we ain't kneeling no more. We passed that. Hip hip hooray! Everybody is back to loving the NFL. Not I necessarily. Yeah, actually, I don't go out my way. I haven't went out my way, but no, I would catch my teams. No, my favorite teams. I was raised to have 3 teams. What can I say? Call it what you want. But once I relocated from one coast to the other, I damn sure had no choice but to represent all my teams. Buffalo first, Giants second, Jets third. That's right. That's right. When I first got introduced to the NFL, it was around the time of the first Super Bowl for Buffalo. And I love that team. But I was a big Lawrence Taylor fan too. But I'm a little kid. I'm just learning. Lawrence Taylor, Carl Banks, Lennon Marshall. No, who else is on that team? Otis Anderson, O.J. Anderson, Otis Anderson. Dave Meggett, one of my favorite. But LT was that dude. LT was just that dude for me. You better hope I'm gonna get back out there. LT was that dude. You heard? Buffalo, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, was it Tasker? Steve Tasker? Andre Reed. Who was on that side? I don't remember who was on that side. But on defense, Bruce Smith, Talley, Darryl Talley? That defensive squad. It's crazy. Cornelius Bennett. In that first Super Bowl, I was like, yo, best team win. But they both my team. But it was like 8-9, somewhere around there. But that was my introduction. Now, don't get me wrong, I started learning about the Jets, Boomer Esiason, Mark Gastineau, Al Toomer, but, it really wasn't my squad like that. You know what I'm saying? So I inherited those three teams. The Super Bowls, the 4 straight Super Bowls for Buffalo. I felt that in my heart. I always wanted to live in Buffalo. I always represented Buffalo like, that was home. I'm not from there. But it's New York. That's another thing we need to stop, man. That's our problem, man. It's like, oh, you from upstate, or you from the city. It's even worse in the boroughs. Oh, you from Brooklyn. Oh, you from Manhattan, or Harlem, rather. No one really bigs up Manhattan like that. You from Queens. Where you from? Long Island? Rochester. Shout out to Yonkers. It's like this big divide. It's like such a divide. And we conquered. And that's why we here right now. We conquered, man. Let's just call it what it is. We've been conquered. All this divide and separation and too good for your own skin. Knock it off, man. Because when you go to Cali over there, they be like this. With the finger and all that. They be like this. West Side. Yeah, they could be up in Washington State. They'd be like, West Side. They be in Portland. West Coast. They just represent the whole coast. East Coast. That's why we lost the will. Just this divide and conquer. You know what I mean? But let's stick to the subject matter. Just for real, man. It's tiring, bro. And enough is way past enough, dude. Like, seriously, man. So I represented these teams. I got older, became a grown man. Social media, of course, you know. I remember being on, I think, a Facebook group with the Giants. And I'll never forget, I started feeling like, damn, your own fellow brethrens, they will go crazy on you for just speaking truths that ain't even necessarily about nothing. I'm like, yo, this is kind of weird. The Jets. I had to put the Jets on timeout when Fireman Ed was, or decided that he wasn't going to mess around. But let's backtrack a little. Because I made the mistake. I did. I made the big mistake. I was like, I thought that the Giants should have had drafted the same dude that the Washington Commanders drafted at the same draft that the Giants picked up Daniel Jones. I was like, that's a mistake. Nah, it should have been the dude that Washington got. But guess what? That was a mistake. And God bless, I heard that he passed on. He transitioned. And God bless his family and all that. But, you know, I swore I thought that we should have got him. But the thing was, I was like, yo, the Giants ain't going to get him. They ain't going to put the keys in the hands of franchise of someone with my skin tone. The Giants got that negro vibe. And again, speak on this in the groups and all that, then people gonna come at you, oh man, what you told, you bringing race into this. Ain't no such thing as race. Ain't no such thing as race. Shut it. It's called the Black Code Laws. And I'm going to do a piece on that real soon. Look it up. Black Code Laws. Coming right here. Classes in session. You heard? Not to mention, from Jim Crow to Willie Lynch, no, they always got this little routine. Act like we ain't doing what we doing. So, I remember even being at work. And here I'm at work during the take a knee era. Why was everybody taking a knee? They like, oh, you don't respect the country. Whoa, shut it. Black people don't respect the country of America. This is our country. See, you say, oh, you came in slave ships. No, we were here. Say, oh, no, it was the Indians. I believe that was us. Prove me wrong. What are the Moors? Slow motion for me. Let that sink in. But let's take it a step further. You see, all this whitewashing and deletion of history and trying to keep us from understanding who we are and all that. Like in the Jesse Jackson era. Is it Jesse Jackson? Then the Jesse Jackson era. They didn't go from Negroes to African Americans. So why is it every few decades or so, or whatever the case may be, you're trying to create new names for us? So, what does that got to do with all this? This is mind game of this brainwash bull that so many of us is falling for. Because again, I was at work a few times during the take a knee era, and I'm like, yo, dudes, my girl look like, yo, what up? Yo, you watch that game? Nah, I ain't watching no game. What you mean? You watching games? Yeah, man. Like, what? Now I grew up on that, man. Yo, we grew up on slavery too. We grew up oppressed too. We grew up eating food poisonous. 3. What is soul food? All the scraps or the garbage that they didn't want to eat that gave us. But what did we do? Turn it into gourmet that now they even love. So I'm like, yo, bro, you really representing for that? Yeah, man, I gotta do what I gotta do. Then the next dude's even older than me. Like, yo, you rocking with the NFL still after all this? They done showed you Negro stay in your place? Yeah, man, you know. And in my head, all I could think about was something that I read about Marcus Garvey. I heard Marcus Garvey lined a bunch of black men up, or black people. And he said, if you something, step forward. And a portion step forward. Then he said, something, step forward. And a portion step forward. And he said, now, those are step forward, I need you to turn around and look. He said, because in order for us to get what we need or go to get where we going, those are your own people that you're going to have to. That blew me away. I was like, wow. The great Malcolm X, I worship, I honor, I love everything Malcolm Shabazz X, or however you want to say it. But he was the one that introduced us to what the house Negro is, and the field Negro is. And you know, interesting, because as I do my studies, I see it really as a thing. For someone like my shade to have a seat at the table, you have to oblige by certain rules.
But my family was interested in improving the political and economic situation of blacks.
How did Bobby Seale and you use the anti-poverty office as a base of operation for the early work of the Black Panther Party?
Bobby Seale and I used the North Oakland Service Center as really as a the original work spot to put together our program. They had all the machinery, mimeograph machines and typewriters. Also, they were at the time the poverty program. The North Oakland Service Center was a part of the poverty program. And the service centers collected names of people on welfare, elderly people who needed aid. We used those lists to go around and canvass the community in order to find out the desires of the community. So we would go from house to house and explain to people our program. We printed up the first program at the North Oakland Service Center.
Why did you choose to focus on the police as a major target for the Panther Party early on?
Well, the police throughout the community, not only the Oakland community, but throughout the black communities in the country, were really the government. We had more contact with the police than we did the city council. The police were universally disliked. In Oakland, there was about in '66, there was about October '66 when the party was founded. There was about 1% black on the police department. Shortly before that, I think in '53, Oakland had its first black policeman who was a friend of my father's. His name was Kenner. My father broke friendship with Kenner because of his membership in the Oakland Police. Not because he was a policeman, but because at the time that the policy was that Kenner could only arrest black people, and if he could detain a white, but he would have to call a white officer. And my father thought this was degrading. It was no change from what was happening in the South.
Could you talk about the pattern of police brutality in Oakland as you understood it at that time, and how people articulated it to you?
Well, the police were Southerners. Matter of fact, in '60s, they were still recruiting from Georgia because we captured some flyers. And they said that the white Southerners knew how to handle these Negroes. So the police were impolite, and they were very fast to kill a black for minor offenses such as black youth stealing automobiles. They would shoot them in the back and so forth. I can't recall any particular names, but it was widespread dislike for the police because of their inhumane treatment of blacks.
Okay. What was the intention of putting forward the 10-point program? And you might summarize that, the 10-point program.
Well, the 10-point program tried to identify the basic needs and aspirations of black people. Within the 10-point program, we came up with basically we needed education, we needed decent housing, we wanted fair treatments in the court, we wanted medical care, we wanted the availability for food and clothing for blacks, and full employment. So the program was a comprehensive program to really lay down a blueprint for community development.
Okay. And could you talk about, was there any relationship with the Nation of Islam, and could you talk about your experiences with the Nation of Islam and how that affected the 10-point program's shaping?
Well, early on, I was about in the early 60s, about 1960, 61, I had started Oakland City College. At Oakland City College, I was a member, instrumental in creating the Afro-American Association. The Afro-American Association was led by Donald Wharton. And the program was a cultural program to institute ethnic studies, African studies, and Afro-American studies. From the Afro-American Association, we created from the Afro-American Association, it's stemmed the Soul Student Advisory Council, and that was the action group inside of the school. After we created the study classes, I felt that there was need to do other things to affect the wider community, and I became in contact. I came in contact with the Black Muslims. I was very impressed with Malcolm X. And Malcolm X program, or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that Malcolm X followed, program was it was like a 10-point program. Matter of fact, that our program was structured after the pattern after the Black Muslim program. It was minus the religion, and I think that I became disillusioned with the Muslims after Malcolm X was assassinated. I think that I was following not Elijah Muhammad or the Muslims, but Malcolm X himself.
Okay, you were talking before about community control within the Black community and also integration into larger institutions. Could you talk about how you believed in that philosophy and how you saw the Panthers sort of implementing that?
Well, a short time after I was impressed by the Muslims and disillusioned after the assassination of Malcolm X, I was studying politics, and I became interested in progressive labor and the Socialist Workers' Party. At that time, it was during the period of African liberation. Most of the African countries were liberated during the 60s from colonialism. And that we felt that there was a need for not a separate nation, but control of our dispersed communities. And we wanted control of the communities where we were most numerous and the institutions therein. And at the same time that we felt that we were due, because of tax paying, we were due free access to and equal treatment in public facilities, and we thought everyone should have that.
Our people not only have to be re-educated to the importance of supporting black business, but the black man himself has to be made aware of the importance of going into business. And once you and I go into business, we own and operate at least the businesses in our community. What we will be doing is developing a situation wherein we will actually be able to create employment.
You cannot empower your people. You cannot and shall not create no infrastructure that will be considered an institution for your people. I used to wonder why I could walk around society and I could see people, black and white, but let's just keep it black, looking crazy, discombobulated mentally, mental health, dirty and poor, and somebody that you'll see and you want to walk around them. Or you pull up to the supermarket, you get a group of black kids run up to you and say, I'll wash your windows, some change. Or you walk in a store, and someone be like, can you spare a quarter or any type of change? So you're telling me that this is what we're relegated to. This is the position that we are positioned. Of our best so-called quote-unquote accomplishment, something that we can accomplish. or consider accomplished or success by being a panhandler or beggar. Back in the days, we used to call it scrounging. Walk around scrounging for change. That's what we called it. Now, pretty women do it, and ugly women do it, or just women do it in general, on a whole different level. If you want to take me out, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. You got to pay for my time. But I'm not a prostitute. You bugging?
Eventually.
Get your swerve on, get your swerve on.
The black man must unite in one grand racial hierarchy, making a racial empire upon which the sun shall never set. Be black, buy black, his black, and all of them. Own and operate and control the economy of our community. We have to become involved in a program of re-education to educate our people into the importance of knowing that when you spend your dollar out of the community in which you live, the community in which you spend your money becomes richer and richer. The community out of which you take your money becomes poorer and poorer. And because these Negroes who have been misled, misguided, are breaking their necks to take their money and spend it with the man. The man is becoming richer and richer, and you're becoming poorer and poorer. And then what happens? The community in which you live becomes a slum. It becomes a ghetto. The conditions become run down. And then you have the audacity to complain about poor housing in a rundown community.
But we're going to stay on subject matter. So I analyzed this, and I'm like, yo, what's really good, bro? So it's corny to want to read. It's corny to want to stay in school. It's corny to talk about being a doctor. It's corny to talk about being a lawyer. It's corny to talk about studying things that you actually need, but yet, still, you get sick. First thing you're going to do is go to the white man or the Indian doctors that can't stand you. And you expect them to treat you right or to do you right? Ninja, please. Do you not know they got organ harvesting going on right now? They been had it. So I'm here to tell you, sidebar, we need doctors. We need teachers. We don't need no more rappers. We don't need no more ball players because you're not making it. Deion Sanders just showed you how real it is. You know the funniest part about that? His pops is in the boule. We all know it. But he still tries to do the right thing. And you can't front on it. You see? Because he won't speak on it. And he uses his faith of God to shield that part. So he never has to speak on it. All he has to say is put it in God's hands. He never has to speak out against the injustice. But he's still good. Why? Because he's in the whip, bro. It's facts. It is what it is. You know who's not in the whip? Anybody who really stands for their people, meaning they're not taking no money from no power structure to be controlled and told what to do. But Burkina Faso is also showing you the Shador. Burkina Faso. I'm just learning about this country. I didn't even know it even existed in Africa. But that captain, Toure, is something. Boy. Show you. He just pulled the whole veil down.
Situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side in order to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Toure and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether
Aid. The aid that you receive from the countries, other countries be like, yeah, we'll take it. To have them trying to off them right now. All of a sudden, our country, it's like, oh, he needs to be stopped. Yeah, whoa, hold up. What is that? Libya? Dude wanted to go into the gold, go back to gold and stop using the dollar. Wanted to create his own currency. And then they got rid of him. Right now, they're using a black general for the Burkina Faso situation. The veil has been lifted on all fronts. And they're all connected as a reality check. Deion Sanders, whether you mess with him or you don't, whether his pop is boule or he's not, it's all linked together. Crack the whip, stay in your place, negro. Art of war, never outshine the master, right? And what did the Sanders do? They shine. No, you're not Archie Manning. No, you're not the Mannings. But you can't do what they do. Again, black code law. Look it up and stay tuned. Class is in session. We're doing a piece just on that, and we're going to break it down to you. You see? I've been watching. Body, I got fat. Other people starved. Well, I took my little rest, my little break. But I'm back. Class is in session, and the exclusive lessons is here.
black institution, I call upon you to take your money out of the banks downtown and deposit your money in Tri-State Bank. We are telling you to follow what we are doing. Put your money there. You have 6 or 7 black insurance companies here. Take out your insurance there. Now, these are some practical things that we can do. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. We've got to give ourselves to this struggle until the end. Most nations of the world, we have an annual income of more than $30 billion a year, which is more than all of the exports of the United States and more than the national budget of Canada. Did you know that? That's power right there.
So, again, when you look at this whole situation, my question is, When are people gonna really wake up? Stop just doing this like I'm doing. I'm talking. But I'm trying to come with some type of solution with this dialogue. Well, I would like to create a dialogue. Because right now I'm monologuing, right? But my point is, why are we not standing up and finally saying enough is enough? Just like Burkina Faso. Oh, you're scared. You're scared of losing your little privilege of being included. Sit at the table with the massa. That's deep. Because so many of you want to be white. You don't care to be right. It shows. Shows, especially you chicks. When last time you let your afro show? Oh, you too good for that, right? That's ugly for you, right? To you, right? See, I understand how they create this narrative. How they push things out and get rid of it. When they say they need time, that means that they need to build off of generations. So as new generations come into these young children to grow up, they phase out whatever they need to by blocking it. Like right now, these new generations, all they used to is it just did a whole 360. We're back to square one right now. These new generations don't read. They don't want to read. They don't want to have education. So them other people know there ain't gonna be no doctors coming out of these batches of generation to come. Ain't gonna be no teachers. Ain't gonna be no lawyers. They don't want to read. They don't care to read. I just saw a commercial on a computer talking about let AI do the thinking for you. You don't even have to think. Y'all stupid. Just letting it be. But let's take it a step even further than that. You don't notice everywhere you go? There's a whole nother culture that done took over the whole workforce. And y'all laughing thinking that's okay? Yeah. Spanish has moved forward. Now they're in positions of power and they only move them in. And they did like this to you. Of color. You're not even needed no more. And you think that's okay? Like, you're not even registering none of that. Go apply for a house. Maria's not gonna allow you because she's saving it for Felipe. Go apply for a job. Manny Martinez is not gonna hire you because he's waiting for Jose and all his family to come. So you want to turn up, you want to twerk, You want to party? You want to ball? This is a catch-23. And I mean this. To every black person that want to hustle on the street, you about that fast life, yeah, you're going to get about 1, maybe 2 chances if you're lucky to come up on a lot of bread. You may get that, yeah. The problem is you have poor money management, you have poor financial understanding, so you want to know how to keep it and make it last. Just like I talk to the prostitutes about. Every prostitute that I've had a conversation with, no bank account. And if she do have a bank account, some of the more sophisticated ones, no ambitions to do anything outside of that. Just living for today. What are we talking about? What are we doing? America, Black America, we have a problem. They said you want to hide something, put it in a book. And guess what? Where's the lie? I ain't reading. I don't care to read. I don't care to know the information that is needed to pursue. I've even heard some of y'all say, yo, you don't even want credit. I had to beg one of my childhood friends to focus on his credit. Doing big things. Doing big things with his little company driving. He tells me, yo, I only deal with cash. What? What? You do not know they getting rid of the cash? Cash is about to be extinct, bro, and you have no literacy toward digital currency. No understanding of debt, credit. Then you got people that say, yo, I don't want no credit cards. Just kill yourself. Because the reality is, if you want anything really in life, you gotta go into debt. You wanna go to school? You gotta take on debt. You wanna buy a house? You gotta take on debt. You wanna buy a car? You gotta take on debt. No, son, no. I'm buying mine with cash. I'm paying everything cash, flat out. So, you're never interested in establishing a credit to debt circumstance for yourself and your future. So, you'd rather be on the sideline playing cheerleader than to actually be in the game, or you're in the game, you're trying to play the game, don't know what the hell you're doing. What is the difference between currency and money? Major slow motion. What is the difference between currency and money? Oh, I feel like the doctor over there in Delaware. What is The difference between money and currency. El stupido. People don't even know. Of course, currency is fungible. Currency is divisible. A dollar in my pocket does the same thing it does for the next person, a dollar in their pocket. If three of us are in line at a supermarket and three of us have the same items, bread, milk, eggs, but I have one form of money, you have one form of money, and they have one form of money, and we all in line with the same items. We don't got currency, we got money. You can't differentiate, you can't come up with the equal amount that each one of us are given with our different variations of money. That's why the barter system was the big thing. You know, come to find out, they didn't even do away with the gold, which is a money. I done gave it away. I done gave it away. Here we go. I done gave it away. I done gave you things. Gold is money. Silver is money. You laugh at copper, but go ahead and own a store or gas station with copper running through it. They're going to rob you. The people that know. Copper is money. Minerals. Metals. Money. Oil is money. Things that appreciate with value. Things that you could buy and then sell at equal value or more. Well, somebody told me, yo, a house is money. A house is an asset. How? How was that even, how? A car is an asset. So if you buy a Panther, my 5-year-old son, he loves the Bugattis and the Lamborghinis, and 5 years old. You know more about exotic cars before he was 1. How is that an asset? You buy it, the minute you buy it off the lot, it totally depreciates in value and you lose the value. So you may have spent $300,000, some cases $600,000, some cases $1 million, Maybach truck, 1.4 million or something like Maybach truck. I myself, I drive a K900. Ooh, slow motion, too much information. An executive K900 to be exact. Ooh, too much information. Let's back that up. My point is, it's not an asset, it's a liability. Do you understand the maintenance of these things? Do you understand the maintenance and the cost to maintain these things? Your house, you're gonna live in it? Plumbing breaks down, you ain't calling maintenance. You maintenance. You got termites? You gotta fix it. You dealing with dry rot? You gotta do that. It's a liability. Class is back in session, y'all. I hope y'all happy to see it. Burkina Faso, salute. Uganda, it's always love. Kenya, no. Much love to all my peoples there. Ghana, yo, get your act together, man. Yo, why y'all all so, y'all gotta get your act together in Ghana. Man. All that scheming y'all be doing, man. Nigeria too, man. What's up with that, man? Yo, Liberia, I love my peoples in Liberia, man. Salute. Gerald Barclay. Liberia, love y'all, man. Word up. Zimbabwe. Salute, yo, that's like one of the best currencies out there, you know? We gotta get it together, man. You know, everybody is not gonna be your brother. Everybody is not gonna be revolutionary. A lot of people are just scared. A lot of people just want to get along, go along. Like the great Kwame Brown would say. Shout outs. I'm here to tell you something, man. This has got to stop. Yo, we got to wake up. If we don't wake up, bro, like, you know what? I think it's too late, man. I don't even think we could wake up. I ain't no waking up. Because people are really that hypnotized, bro. People don't even see it. When you don't even know. Let me give you the best example, and we're going to chill on this note. How much you spend for your Louis? All you Prada lovers? Michael Kors. Yo, Michael Kors tell you, yo, I don't like you people wearing my stuff. Yeah, I still line up and buy it. You chicks, you know the horsehair got chemicals in it to give you cancer and all this other bad. Yo, they got a whole system in place for the beauty products and the hair products to make you sick, to make you hormone deficient and just to destroy your whole blackness. The black woman, the queen of the earth. The real goddess. They got this system in place to destroy all your inner. And you don't care. I remember watching, I forget what state that was. It was a while back. One of the Asians that own the hair product stores totally disrespected, called the woman out her name, negro, all that. The black men came together, went to that store, shut it down. The Asian said, okay, everything half off. Black women came in droves. It looked like the Walking Dead swarm of zombies. The line wrapped around the building 13 times. The black man stood there like, don't go in there. Have some pride. They was like, oh no, but it's 50% off now. I gotta get my hair though. Remember earlier, I said the Marcus Garvey had the people in the line and he asked the question, When people move forward, but then the people that stood behind turned around, told them turn around, look at the people that stayed back. That's dumb. Now, China tells you the truth about buying this. They don't care. They're going to spend that money because it makes them feel great. It makes them feel like there's somebody. You want to look like $1 million. You know what? I got plenty of product. I'm about to pull it. I got to dig it out. I got plenty of. That's another story. But is there hope or is there no hope for us, man? I mean, that's the question. And it's time to really come to some type of conclusion, man. Because truth be told, it ain't looking good. Whether you like Trump or you don't, it ain't looking good on no front. Black people are being extinct and extinguished. Class is in session, stupid.